Morning, folks. Happy Wednesday. I'm going to turn over most of the meeting today to Paul Campese. He's going to talk about some of the things that we're doing in dining, especially for delivery. We're trying to, for those folks that are still getting delivery, we're going to try to at least give you a better experience. So we're going to talk about that today. Briefly, I want to mention that for those of you who come in the front doors, both here at Gate Circle, you've seen that we actually, with the sign-in system that we've had for several months now called AccuShield, which signs people in, does their temperatures and so on, we actually have integrated a thermometer with that device now, so people won't have to have their temperature taken by a human being. They just kind of stare into the screen and it takes care of it for them. So our technology continues to be upgraded both here in Gate Circle, and it just is able to streamline the process, so that is ongoing. So before I pull Paul up, I want to just talk about dining because we've been talking about the heroes through this pandemic, and I have highlighted a lot of staff members, particularly some of our direct caregivers and nurses and so on, which are certainly heroes and continue to be. But one of the things I want to highlight today, or what I want to highlight today, is our dining services, because if you think about it, it's been 7 months now that we've been shut down with dining. We just opened up kind of really spread out dining at both of our sites within the last couple of days. But in that time period, we have gone from full dining to figuring out how to distribute food several times a day at 2 sites and have it cooked and at temperature and so on. And then we decided to have tent service. And so we did tents for several months. And we had to figure that out, and the logistics behind serving to tents and so on, and we just figured it out. I don't know how they do it just kind of happens. No, it doesn't happen. It's a lot of work and a lot of changing on a dime. And then we went from tent services, now we're back inside, and we had to figure out with the new spacing, intuitive table, new reservation systems, and of course we have staffing to worry about, and all that stuff. And while to some of you, residents and families and so on, it may seem pretty seamless, it is absolutely not. So I'm going to highlight 2 folks. I mean, obviously Paul's going to come up here, and Paul runs dining, and Paul's done a fantastic job, but we're going to dismiss Paul from the accolades today. And I want to highlight 2 other folks. So I'm going to bring up Wendy, our dining services director, and Chef Nick. These are the folks that behind the scenes have done just an unbelievable job, and most of our residents, of course, know them both. And I just want to say, please understand that they and their staff, the cooks, the servers, the supervisors, and so on, have twisted themselves inside out, have done backflips, have transformed the way that we have had to deliver dining services to our residents and to our staff several different times over the last 7 months. It continues to change, and it probably will change. So maybe I'll bring both of them up and they can take a bow and talk about it. I'll give it to Nick. You can take your...
All right. Well, it has been a challenge, but we got through it. Like Rob all said, we changed and flipped and did everything we possibly could to make the experience at Canterbury Woods as memorable and tasty as possible. And it's been our privilege. Wendy? Sweet.
Thank you. Yes, and it definitely takes a village, and the supervisors, the staff, everyone. We've really pulled together. I think we're closer because of it. We really lean on one another, and I think it's just made us a better team, and we work very well together. So
Yeah, they're both very humble, but and I can tell you guys that 5 minutes ago they didn't. Neither of them knew they were coming up here today, but they deserve praise and accolades and attention because it's really they've done a tremendous job, them and their staff. So I'm going to bring Paul up. I mean, Paul is the boss of dining. He's had a little bit to do with it, but I don't want to give him too much credit.
Thanks, Rob. And I don't want credit. Credit goes to Nick and Wendy. Done a great job. And talking with Nick and Wendy, they've come up with some great different ideas for your in-house dining. People will get deliveries to their apartment, I should say. What you're going to see is they're creating a called innovation calendar. So you're going to see something going on most days during the week. We're going to come out with this calendar. We're going to start it on Monday the 26th. So next week you'll have a copy of the calendar of what's going to go on the last week of October. But then from there on in, you're going to get monthly calendars, and you can get a snapshot of what's going to happen during the month. So to give you some examples, we're going to send a hot cart around to each village on a rotating schedule. So for example, Monday night, Bedford, they're going to see a hot cart with carved meat. So for example, tenderloin with your sides and the dessert. That'll go through Cambridge one night. The next night it'll go through Bedford, and we'll hit every village, even Lexington. Nick's working on how we're going to do that, but we have the equipment and tools to do that. So something different. So instead of just a to-go container, we'll come to your apartment and give you a hot meal carved right there at the door. Okay? We're going to send out all kinds of information on this. What we'd like you to do is just like you order a to-go meal, you're going to call and say, I want the carving station that night or the carved meat that night. We'll write down their room number, and instead of knocking on everybody's door, we'll know who we're going to hit for that. Okay? Some other things that they got lined up. Sweet carts. So again, on a rotating basis, you'll have a root beer float day, maybe an ice cream sundae day, cookie day, end of the month cider and donut day, things like that. So you'll see all this on the calendar. Also a lunch cart. We'll go around with soup and a sandwich cart to your door. Instead of you have to get some pre-made, we'll come right to the door and make that for you. So look forward to these calendars. Again, we'll get the information out, so you'll be well aware. But you can, again, order, if you want the hot cart to stop at your door, get carved, nice carved meat, we will do that. The other thing I want to talk about today is just the containers we're using for delivery. I brought one here, and I know we started using these here in Williamsville, and we'll be starting at Gates today, I believe. This is a 3-compartment container. It has a very tight seal, so we're confident it's going to keep some of the heat in and keeps the food at a better temperature than the styrofoam. It has a serrated hinge, so you can rip the hinge off and not have to worry about the cover. This is completely recyclable and microwavable. A lot of people are concerned about recycling, so you can throw this in the recycle bins. Okay. What we're going to do, and Nick's working on, is getting you a brochure. We're going to get you a listing of everything that we serve to you in your apartment that's recyclable. So if it's a soup container, you can throw it in the recycle bin. This can throw in the recycle bin. Whatever it is we use, you'll know that can be recycled, it has to go in the garbage. So look for that to be coming out soon as well. A lot of information here, but again, we're excited about the meal deliveries and the carving at your doors, and this will happen at Gate Circle as well, not just here. We'll do it all over. Look forward to the calendars. A lot of exciting information on there. Also, Wednesday nights we're going back to serving wine in the dining room, both here and at Gates. instead of, can't have the happy hour right now, so that'll be happening. And one other thing before I go, please, when you're ordering your dinner for takeout, it has to be in by 3 o'clock, please. We're getting a lot of late calls, and it makes it difficult, especially with dining open now. So any questions, you can give me a call, Nick or Wendy, and we will be glad to help you out. Thank you.
So again, thanks to Paul and his staff, Nick and Wendy. Again, I mean, these people are artists in their own way, and certainly, and very, very creative. These are all their own ideas. My job is just to get out of their way and let them create and continue to serve the residents the best that we can in challenging times. So I look forward to some of the innovations that they're bringing to bear here. I know that the residents are going to appreciate that. Thanks again, and we'll see you back on Wednesday. We'll see you back on Monday, folks.